Hello students, as you can see, today we will learn about motion. So these are the some subtopics. There is describing motion along a straight line, uniform and non-uniform motion, and then up to numericals. These are the subtopics which we will learn step by step, not at once. So let's start the topic. At first, now you have a question on your mind that what is motion? Simply motion means moving or movement is motion. So before knowing motion, first we know what is opposite of motion. That means what is not in motion. So when an object whose position does not change with time as compared to its surroundings is called a stationary object, and the state of the object is called rest. That means if an object does not change its position with time, then this object is known as stationary object, and the state of the object is called rest. Let's take an example. Simple example. Suppose, that means I am assuming that you are watching this video on your mobile and your mobile is placed on a table. So the mobile now is in fixed position. That means the mobile is not moving. So here the state of this mobile is now in rest, and the mobile is now a stationary object. And its opposite is motion. That means an object which changes its position according to time or with time. An object whose position changes with time, then it is a moving object, and its state is called motion. Suppose you are writing notes on your paper or on your copy. So when you are writing, your hand is moving with your pen. So here the movement of pen and your hand is in a state of motion, and the pen and your hand which is moving is moving object. So now you have cleared your concept or your doubt about what is rest and what is motion. Now note one thing, that rest and motion are relative. What does that mean? That means we are taking another example. Suppose a passenger sitting on a moving bus is at rest with respect to his co-passenger. Co-passenger means the other passenger in the bus. The other passenger in the bus thinks that this man who is in the bus is at rest, but at the same time he is moving with the bus with respect to a person standing outside. That means the person who is standing outside, he thinks that this man is moving with the bus. So that is why object rest and motion are relative to each other. Now the question is how to determine rest and motion. So to determine rest and motion, we need a frame of reference. So what is a frame of reference? Now this is your question. So in order to describe the rest and motion of an object, it has to be someone or something, and the subject to whom it is done is called frame of reference. That means in my previous example, What I have said a passenger sitting on a moving bus is at rest with respect to his co-passenger. That means here co-passenger is the reference, because with respect to him or her, the man is at rest. The man means who is in bus, and also the observer means who thinks he is at rest. So the observer is also in the bus. Now, what is reference point? Reference point means to describe the position of an object, we need to specify a reference point. This is called origin. So let's go to next slide. Here there is kinds of motion. That means how many types of motion are there? There are simply 5 types of motion. First one is translation. Translation means translatory motion. That means motion along a straight line. You have heard the term rectilinear propagation of sound or rectilinear propagation of light. That means light travels along a straight line, and this movement of light is known as rectilinear propagation of light, which you have learned in class 8. So now translation means straight line motion, rectilinear motion or linear motion. Next one is circular motion, and then rotational motion, mixed motion, and simple harmonic motion. That means simple harmonic motion is also known as oscillation, where we learn about the motion of a pendulum. Now in our syllabus there is only translation, which is linear motion or straight line motion. But if you want to know the details about these 4 types of motion, then do a call. Then like this video and subscribe the channel, and please hit the bell icon so that when I upload these 4 motions in details, you will get notification. So here you can see a picture or a diagram of like something like number line. Now see, this photo is diagram is taken from NCERT books. That means in your NCERT books, so as you can see, here is a number line like diagram. This is at first the object is at 0, and then it moves along this straight line and it reaches at A. So now we need 2 concepts. One is distance and one is displacement. Before knowing that, we need to understand what is scalar quantity and what is vector quantity. Scalar quantity means which has only magnitude. Magnitude is a numerical value. And vector quantity means which has magnitude as well as direction. Now, what is magnitude and what is direction? This is the question. Suppose there is a point A and there is a point B, and the distance between A and B is 5 meter. So this 5 is the distance, and this 5 is also a numerical value. So that means magnitude is 5 meter. So magnitude means numerical value. Now what is displacement? If we draw the direction signs here, let's take a fresh diagram. Suppose here A and here B. if we draw a path between A and B which was 5 meter, but if we want to find the direction, then we are drawing north, south, east, west. This is north, south, this is east, and this is west. So now B is situated 5 meter east of point A. So here the displacement is 5 meter east. Displacement is 5 meter east. This is the displacement because here is a numerical value which is magnitude, and also here is a direction. When anything has magnitude as well as direction, then this quantity is known as vector quantity. And if any quantity has only magnitude, then it is known as scalar quantity. So now we'll understand what is distance and what is displacement. Now the distance is the length of the path between initial and final position of an object. Displacement is also same. That means displacement is also a type of distance. But the main difference is displacement is the shortest distance between initial and final position of an object. Now as it is a distance, that means it is a length. So unit of distance is meter in SI unit and centimeter in CGS unit. Now displacement is also the length which is shortest length. So its unit is also same as that of distance. Now if you want to know the difference between distance and displacement, then here are some points. On these points you can make the difference between distance and displacement. So what are the point? At first you can give definition. Next, distance is a scalar quantity and displacement is a vector quantity. Oh, there is a typing mistake. This scalar should be vector. This scalar should be replaced by vector. Sorry, there is a typing mistake. This scalar should be replaced by vector. This is a displacement is a vector quantity. Distance can always positive and it cannot be 0, but displacement can be positive, negative or 0. Distance always greater than or equal to displacement, and displacement always less than or equal to distance. Now let's understand what is displacement and what is distance. As you can see, here is a picture or diagram A to B. Now you can go to B from A by various ways. Suppose as in diagram there is a way from here to here, and also there is a way from here to here. Suppose we are taking another way from A to B. Suppose this is. Now suppose this way distance is 15 meter, this way is 10 meter, and this direct way is 5 meter. So here displacement is the shortest distance, so displacement is 5 meter east, and 15 meter, 5 meter and 10 meter, these all three are distances. But for the case of displacement, we only take the shortest path, which is 5 meter. Now there is another example or another diagram. Let's understand what is it. As you can see, there is a triangle, obviously. Suppose you want to go, or any object going from or traveling from A to B and then it travels B to C. Then here total distance covered is AB plus BC, which is 3 plus 4, that is 7 meter. This is the total distance. But to find displacement, we need the path, shortest path. So we can clearly see that if we go with this path, then this will take less time. That means here AC is the displacement. Now how to find AC? This is, you can see this is a right angle triangle. By Pythagoras theorem we can find AC, which is, this is base, this is perpendicular, and this is hypotenuse. So by Pythagoras theorem, AC equal root over base square plus perpendicular. Base was 3, so 3 square 9, and perpendicular was 4, that means 4 square 16. So root over 25, that means 5. So in that case, distance is 7 meter, but displacement is 5 meter northeast. Why northeast? Because this is north and this is east, and so this is northeast. So displacement is here 5 meter northeast. Now there is a concept, zero displacement. When zero displacement is possible, let's take another example. Suppose an object is moving from O to A, and then it travels back to O. That means here the displacement is 0. Why 0? At first we need to understand what is positive displacement and what is negative displacement. So suppose this direction is positive, then OA is positive, and then it goes back to O again, then it is minus OA. Why minus OA? Because it is opposite direction, so we take opposite direction negative. So OA minus OA is 0. That means when initial position and final position is same for an object, then its displacement is 0. Let's take another example. Suppose an object is moving along a circular path. That means it started from here and it also ends here. So here the initial position and final position is same, so the displacement is 0. But for distance case, we need to find the circumference of this circle. The circumference of this circle will be the distance of this object. So circular case, displacement is 0. So displacement can be 0. Displacement can be 0, but distance cannot be 0. And displacement is always less than or equal to distance. Now what is the equal case for distance and displacement? Let's take an example. Suppose an object moving O to A, and this is the only path. Then here the distance is OA as well as the displacement is also OA. In that case, the distance and the displacement are same. So when an object moves along a straight line, then distance and displacement are same. And when an object moves along a circular path, then displacement is 0. Displacement 0. When an object moves along a curve, suppose an object is moving like this, then in that case this is initial position and this is final position. The shortest distance is here, which is obviously smaller than this curve distance. So in that case the displacement is smaller than distance. Now in your NCERT book there is an activity 8.4. What it is saying? It is saying that a car is driving from Bhubaneswar to New Delhi. The difference between the final reading and the initial reading of the odometer is 1850 km. Now, what is odometer? Odometer is a device that are fitted in automobiles to measure the distance traveled. So here it is saying the odometer records that the difference between Bhubaneswar to New Delhi is 1850 km. Now we need to find the magnitude of the displacement between Bhubaneswar and New Delhi by using the road map of India. So here is the odometer. This is a diagram of odometer. Now to find displacement, I have taken a screenshot of Google Map. Here I put initial point as New Delhi and Bhubaneswar is the final point. So we can see here that the distance is 1704 km, and there are also another two ways, this way and this way. You can see this in your Google Map. Most probably this path takes 1751 km and this path 1730 km. So there are three paths with a different length, but the displacement is always shortest path. So the displacement is this path, which is 1704 km. This is the displacement. But according to map, we can go like this. This will be the shortest path. But by road we cannot go like this because we need to follow a road. So according to this case, or in real life, we always take the shortest path. So this is the displacement from New Delhi to Bhubaneswar. And then there is a question. A farmer moves along the boundary of a square field of side 10 meter in 40 seconds. So there is a square field, suppose this one, and each side is 10 meter. This is also 10, this is also 10, this is also 10, and this is also 10. So what it is saying? It is saying that a farmer moves 10 meter in 40 seconds. So what will be the magnitude of displacement of the farmer at the end of 2 minutes 20 seconds? Now 2 minutes 20 seconds means 140 second. Why 140 second? Because 2 minutes means 60 into 2, 120 second, and another 20 second, that means 140 second. Now in 140 second the farmer moves according to unitary method 140 into 10 divide 40. After solution or after solving, this will get 35 meter. We will get 35 meter. That means our distance is 35 meter. So to go distance 35 meter, at first we are moving in that direction. So here 10, here is also 10, 20, here is also 10, 30, and there is a 5. There is a 5. This will be 35 meter. But to go this position, we can take a direct path, which is in north direction. So this is the shortest path to reach this point. This is the shortest path to reach this point. So this distance, which is 5 meter, is the displacement here. Here we need to find magnitude of displacement, only magnitude, not direction. So the magnitude is 5 meter because this is the shortest path to reach this point. Hope you learned the difference between distance and displacement. I have taken some examples and there is also a numerical. Now we will learn the next part in another video. So who are new in this channel, please subscribe and hit the bell icon. This is necessary because when we upload the next part on this topic motion, you will get a notification so that you can watch the next part and learn the another subtopic on motion. So thank you for watching.